What's going on, everybody? My name is Jake and welcome back to more Pokemon Glazed post-game Johto playthrough, whatever I end up calling it. Anyway, in the last part, we actually, kind of got this Johto playthrough kicked off. We made our way to Violet City and saw our old buddy, I'm not even remembering his name, Michael's son. What the fuck was his? Henry. We saw Henry and was saying that his mom is up to no good here with basically a team fusion, coalition. I forget what they're called, druids or something like that. And they're up to no good here at the Ruins of Alph. So, like I said, it seems like here in Glazed that the Johto story isn't just going through and getting the gym badges. There seems to be an actual story with it. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and make this kind of a Glazed Part 2 playthrough and just, brand it as like the Johto run. So if you perhaps weren't here for the Tunod region, the main story playthrough, you can kind of pick up here with the Johto version. So yeah, anyway, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and keep continuing on here in the Ruins of Alph. We cleared through most of the trainers, the, Team Fusion Druids, and we're, I think, a battle or two away from facing, whatever the hell her name is. I can't remember the lady's name. It's been a couple weeks since I played this game. I recorded the first episode of this playthrough and then realized, okay, it seems like it's going to be a lot more substance than just getting the Johto badges, so kind of wanted to go back and focus more on the other projects we had going on in the channel. And then once those finished up, aka the Emerald main story, and I've got most of the main post-game stuff in Emerald besides like the Battle Frontier done, as well as finishing up the Fire Red post-game. Wanted to do that first before focusing back on this, because again, it seems like there's a whole nother story to the game, which is exciting for sure. And again, if you were not here for the main story run of Glazed, or maybe caught the tail end of it, this is kind of like a whole nother playthrough to go with the game. So yeah, anyway, enough jibber jabbering. Let's go ahead and take out this Team Fusion Druid. As you see there, Shadow Punch ignores Protect, which is very nice. I'm guessing he has a Salamence, okay. Or Drudge, not Druid. That's kind of terrifying he has Salamence, I'm not going to lie, but we do have Thunderbolt. And this dude just is the Protect Master, apparently. You have one of the best Pokemon in the entire freaking Pokemon universe, and you're choosing to just freaking Protect. Okay, he's going for Fly. Let's just stay out here with Gengar. Just throw out a Shadow Punch even though we're not hitting anything. Should be able to survive this. Barely, okay. Same type attack bonus, Shadow Ball. We'll see if it takes it out. If not, then we'll go to the Rapid Pikachu and use Volt Tackle. Let's see, not quite, and he uses Dragon Breath. And now Gengar is dead. Okay, whatever. I need to get a TM or something for Thunderbolt. I need to look back and see if I have electric type TMs, but I'm pretty sure I sold a lot of the TMs for the Elite Four run, which I do in a lot of the games, so I'll have to go back and find a TM for Thunderbolt or even Shockwave or something, because Volt Tackle does physical damage because this game has a physical special split, and it does recoil, so not ideal. I failed to keep good lookout. Yeah, you suck. I do like the design of the Team Fusion Drudge. Okay, let's go ahead and revive Gengar. And heal up, and then I'm not going to take any chances here. We had, what, 2 potions left. So I'll go ahead and use that on Pikachu and Swampert. Oh, whoops. Not Zoroark. Alright. Regina, that's her name. The Volcano Orb is finally mine! Ha ha ha! Regina took the Volcano Orb. Well, here's a face I didn't think I'd be seeing again. You're the brat that took down that miserable excuse for leader Michael, aka her ex-husband. No matter, I'm no longer subject to his weakness, and I can finally crush you once and for all. Here we go, a battle against Regina, the Team Fusion, I guess the new leader of Team Fusion. We battled her a couple times in the main story. She starts off with a Ditto. Let's go ahead and start off with Shadow Ball, but Ditto is normal type. As anyone who is not new to the channel, have been watching me for a little bit, you know that I sometimes have lapses in remembering what the hell type certain Pokemon are and what moves work against what and what don't. So yeah, that was a perfect example there, but let's go ahead and switch to Zoroark. Get an Intimidate off and go for a Crunch. If you're perhaps just starting to watch along with this and wondering if this was my actual team for the regular playthrough, it is for the most part. I had Gengar, Zoroark, Infernape, Leafeon, Swampert, and Swellow. That was my team of 6. Obviously, Swellow and Leafeon are not currently in the team right now. That's because I wanted to make room for the egg that we got, and then wanted to just try some new Pokemon, give me some other Pokemon some shine here in the Johto run. So that's why we have Pikachu, who was one of the secondary antagonists in the main story, and then joined us at the very end, so I wanted to give him some usage, as well as I have now a Croconaw, because we got one of the Johto starters when we first got over here, and then yeah, wanted to see what that egg is. I'm wondering if it's just another Togepi, but we shall see, I guess. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to, because he is a Dark type, I'm going to switch to Infernape. Infernape was obviously our starter. Let's just go Fire Punch. I feel like that'll be good. Gosh dang, like 1 HP. Well, at least it's not getting the same type of attack bonus for the Slash anymore. There we go. And Zoroark will get a level up, so Zoroark now level 50. And trying to learn Agility, I don't think that's necessary because Zoroark is already pretty fast as it is. And he sends out a Zoroark of her own. And now you'll get to see what became my favorite move in the entire playthrough, because it was used in a lot of big moments and the animation is awesome. I don't know if this will take it out because we have the attack status down, but Zoroark, as we know from our own, doesn't have the best physical defense, so despite the Intimidate, we still get the knockout. Now she's down to our last Pokemon, which is a Miltank. Boy, this is just awesome to see you. I know this probably won't do too much because our attack's now been lowered twice. It still does about half, not bad. But I don't feel like wasting a turn to switch out. This will probably take us out. Yep. That is fine. Infernape, you did good. I'm going to switch to Zoroark just to get an Intimidate off. And then I'll do a Fake Tears to lower the special defense, and I'll get I keep calling him Marshtomp. Swampert in here to finish the job. Alright. Let's just go ahead and go for a Surf. Somehow, well, not somehow, Miltank is pretty fast. And there we go. We get a critical hit on top of it. Probably wouldn't have been needed, but nice to have anyway. And we defeated Fusion Boss Regina. Damn! Doesn't matter, I still have the Volcano Orb. They say it contains the power to summon Entei. but all in due time. Team Fusion, we're done here. Alright, so it appears that really our efforts were all for naught, because she was just going to take the orb anyway. I'm going to slap on a repel, that way I don't run into more freaking unknown. And let's get the hell out of here. Ruins of Alpha are freaking creepy to begin with. Alright. You must have been the person who chased off those thugs, correct? Forgive me, my name is Faulkner and I'm the Violet Gym Leader. Those hooded thugs trapped us in the research center, so I'm sorry I couldn't help. Are you going to challenge my gym? I'll be heading back now. Thanks for your help. So yes, we will be going ahead and taking on the Violet City Gym while we're here as well. Oh, this is the research center. I play computer games all day. That's funny. That's probably accurate of a lot of corporate management, to be honest with you. I say that as someone who is a supervisor myself, but I don't sit around and play computer games all day. Trust me. Is this another... Okay. Oh, Latios has been seen near North Coast Town. That is a town back in Tunod. We do have a Master Ball. So... should we go back to North Coast Town real quick? And well, there's one of our rivals, Kato. Oh wow, the Pokemon Center theme here is very, very elegant. Alright, let's go ahead and heal up. Let's talk to Kato. Impeccable timing, LJ. Faulkner returned just a little bit ago, but before you challenge him, how about we battle? Just for fun, okay? Kato is one of three rivals that we had in the main story playthrough, and it seems like they'll be recurring here in Johto as well. He's going to start out with Houndoom, which is not a good matchup for our boy Gengar. I'm going to go ahead and take this time to switch over to Swampert. Please hit us with a fire type. Well, he's not going to use fire type move because, yeah. Alright, so we have the rain assisting us, so let's go for Surf. Doesn't look like he's going to offer much threat outside of Bite because obviously fire type is weak in this matchup and it's raining, so the moves itself are weakened. We do not get the one-hit KO, unfortunately, but that's fine because he's going to use a turn to heal. I'd much rather him use that here as opposed to one of his other Pokemon because we match up really well. I think when we do the gym, I'll go ahead and swap the egg out for... Jeez, critical hit. I'll grab Swellow out of the PC just to have, you know, an actual Pokemon option rather than just the egg taking up a spot. Swampert gets a level up. And his next Pokemon is his Feraligatr, okay. Let's see here. Go to the Rapid Pikachu. If we outspeed it, getting a Zap Cannon off here would be very nice. He goes for Slash. Please outspeed it, Pikachu. Attaboy. So electric type moves are increase in accuracy in the rain. We don't get the one-hit KO really, but we do paralyze it. That's good. And he goes for Scary Face. What an idiot. Alright, just in case he heals again, I was just going to go for a Volt Tackle. There we go. Alright, his next Pokemon is Garchomp, so not a good matchup at all here for Pikachu. He's going for Dig. Yeah, we're just going to have to bite the bullet here. If I'd have known he had gone for Dig, I would have maybe tried to get like a light screen down or something, but let me... Unfortunately, in this game, Hyper Potion only heals 120 HP. Might be overkill, but I'm gonna go 4-star. I really want Swampert at full health, because I'm gonna send him out here to face this Garchomp. I do not have anything with ice type moves on this, unfortunately. What does I can't remember. Does Swampert have Ice Beam? I know it has Waterfall, Earthquake. It does have Ice Beam. Okay. Retract what I just said. Alright, we just need to survive this, and we do, no problem. Not quite a one-hit KO either. Jeez. His Pokemon are just barely hanging on some of these. No matter. As long as we survive this, Surf will take them out. There we go. Alright, down to 2 Pokemon left. He sends out Porygon. I imagine this thing's going to outspeed us. So I'm not going to risk Swampert being knocked out. Porygon is a normal type, so let's go to Infernape and use a superpower. Signal Beam is a bug type move, so yeah, that's going to do next to nothing. Now this should be a one-hit KO, no? Beautiful, okay. Well done, Infernape. The only downside of superpower is that the status reductions of attack and defense, but still. It's been an awesome move for me multiple times. Espeon, this is a terrible matchup for our boy Infernape, but you know what is not a terrible matchup is Zoroark. So let's go ahead and switch out to her. Get an Intimidate off, which will be useless because he's going to use Psychic. Or sorry, Psybeam. But it doesn't affect the Dark type. Haha. Let's go for a Crunch. This might get a one-hit knockout. We'll see. And it does. Very nice. Alright. You're still strong as ever. Yes, I am strong as ever. Okay. Where's that the sages talk to teach technique for leaping up ledges? Okay, so I guess we'll do Sprout Tower before the gym. But let's go ahead and actually head back to Tunod because I think I want to catch Latios. Now, if it's like in the Gen 3 games and it flees, it might be best to save, or sorry, use the Master Ball. So let me deposit the egg. And also, just for people that are new to this LP, we can head back to Tunod, which was our original region. I'm gonna grab Swellow so I don't have to freaking walk around everywhere. Let me deposit a Rabbit Pikachu. I just want to save a spot in the party for Latios. And where the, okay, I was looking right at it the whole time. We also got a glimpse of some of the other Pokemon we've had on the playthrough there. Like I said, the last main story team member we had was Leafeon. And can I can fly all the way from Johto back to Tunod. That's awesome. I was thinking we might have to take the freaking plane. So let's go ahead and search around for Latios here. I'm wondering if it's going to be like in Gen 3 where the encounter rate is not like super high, so I might need to cut away. And I don't think Gengar has Shadow Tag. No, it just has a level Levitate. I'm just wondering if it's like every other freaking, you know, Latios where it flees. Let me check my PC real quick to see if I have a Pokemon, because I have some obscure... I'm going to the gym. What am I doing? I do have some, you know, a decent variety of Pokemon in my PC in this game, so There might be an off chance that I have something with Arena Trap or Shadow Tag. Let me see. I don't think any of these would have it. No, unfortunately not. Maybe if the egg was a why not, but I don't feel like running around waiting for it to come out. So yeah, let me cut away for a bit and just look up the general encounter rate of Latios in this area, and I'll come back to you once we find it. So, see you guys in a second. Okay, so I found a couple things in my exploration for Latios here. I looked it up, and it seems like you should just be able to find its overworld sprite. I haven't been able to in and around North Coast Town, so I don't know what's going on there, but I am in this area between North Coast Town and Glenwood, and it's a place we didn't go to in the main story, called the Loxley Channel. And I come inside this cave and there's an egg on the ground. It said, "This egg looks cold and alone, do you want to take it?" We might as well take it. And then there was another major thing I found in North Coast Town while I was trying to find Latios. And something that I think we should just go ahead and do while we're here in Tunod region. Jeez, I cannot freaking talk. But before I do that, I need to stock up on more Pokeballs. And there's a thing in this game that, for whatever reason, not all of the towns in the game have, like, Pokeballs and stuff like that, as I'm here in Southerly City and there doesn't seem to be a freaking Pokemon Mart at all. So, anyway. Darkwood Town, maybe. I just want to find a spot that has a Pokemon Mart with more freaking Pokeballs and stuff like that. That's all I'm looking for, game. And it's been a while since I've played, as you might be able to tell, so I'm not exactly super adept at navigating around the place right now. But what I'm going to do is we'll stock up on items, and I'll show you why exactly we're stocking up on items and what we'll do in the next part to kick off, because it's not going to be Latios that we're catching. It is going to be something completely different. Where the fuck is a goddamn Pokemon Mart in this place? Again, sorry, it's been a while since I've played this game, at least that extensively. So as you can see, I'm not super well versed, but yeah, like, that was something I noticed in this game, is that it did not exactly have the best, like, item distribution. Like, there's certain places that are pretty far into the game that, as you can see, don't have Pokemon Marts in general, or you can't get the best of items. Why am I struggling so much to find a fucking Pokemon Mart? What? And I just accidentally threw this. I apologize. Again, it's been a while, but yeah. I didn't remember it being this bad, to be honest with you. Maybe Cape Azura has something. Okay. Alright, I found a Pokemon Mart in Cape Azura. I went ahead and cut away, so I wouldn't keep freaking flying all over the place looking for balls, but I'm gonna buy a healthy amount of these. And I guess we'll just stock out on Pokeballs here. 23 is a healthy amount. And we get a Premier Ball and one more Ultra Ball for good measure. So, let me go ahead and fly back to Southerly City and show you why I wanted to stock up on those Pokeballs. And I also need to make sure we have something that can induce a status infliction. I need to... Obviously, Toxic is a status infliction, but not really one we want in this case. I am right next to a Pokemon Center, so... But anyway, we'll go back to Southerly City and I'll show you what I was talking about, and then we'll end things off. So we'll do, you know, Violet City, Gym, and Sprout Tower in a future part, but... Alright, Electric does know Thunder Wave. Pikachu knows Thunder Wave. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take one of those just that we have something for Status Infliction. I guess we'll take the Pikachu. And I don't know if our Rabid Red Scarf Pikachu has static, but it does have Electric-type moves that could help. We can go without Infernape. Well, we'll put Infernape back in there just so that we can fly back to Southerly, and then we'll go ahead and grab him back, because Swellow is not going to be very useful for this encounter. Yeah, in North Coast Town, you might be asking, why the fuck was I flying over the place looking for a Pokemon Mart, because there's clearly one there in North Coast Town. It doesn't sell any type of Pokeballs here. Again, like, listen, this ROM hack is very fun, I've enjoyed playing it, but some of the item distribution makes absolutely no sense. Like, whatsoever. Let me... Okay, yeah, it doesn't have static, so I do want to keep the other Pikachu in case we are able to get off a Thunder Wave somehow. But anyway, with all of that, I'm going to go ahead and slap on our Repel. But yeah, I've looked all around North Coast Town here, and from my research, like, it's supposed to be just like an overworld sprite of Latios or Latios, whichever one is respectively spawned in, and I can't find it. So it seems, or what my research was saying is that it appears every day in a different location, so we'll just have to try a different day. But anyway, if we go here in the Icicle Tunnel, and I inadvertently battled this hiker up here. Kyurem is the boundary Pokemon that is believed to be responsible for the freezing temperatures. I went up this rocky slope thinking, oh, maybe Latios is in this little cave. Might make sense. It's not Latios, it is freaking Kyurem, which is one of the legendaries in Gen 5. So, we're going to end things off here. I know it's kind of a wacky episode all over the place, but next part, we're going to be catching Kyurem, and depending on how long it takes, we might be doing the Sprout Tower afterwards. Alright, so that'll do it for this part. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time when we face Kyurem here and try to catch him in a Pokemon Glazed postgame. Alright, goodbye.